year after year, but the Dallas series obviously rocked LeBron's world in 2011, and he overcame it in legendary fashion. That's what Lamar has to do, because to me, it does look like let's say they got to win 10 of their next 13 games within the back of their mind, can we beat Buffalo and the Chiefs? Particularly the Chiefs, Nick, I think if they get it going, and let's say they are starting to look good a month from now, they have to hope that Buffalo will take out the Chiefs and that they don't meet in the playoffs.
That's why, Coach, before you came on, I said, if you're a Ravens fan, the more concerning part of this game is Lamar and not the defense, because obviously if the defense stays dead last, you're drawing dead. But let's say defense gets healthy, they have a second-half turnaround the way it is. You still now have another big piece of evidence that your MVP, and this is the frustration for me, this is the narrative arc for 3 years about the Ravens is, to some extent, Lamar Jackson, is he the greatest passer of all time? Well, here are the numbers. Here are Lamar Jackson, the MVP 2 years ago and got snubbed last year. Lamar Jackson, the most unique individual force in the league. They lose a game. Why did they let Lamar Jackson have the ball so much? Should have given it to the other players every single time. When the reality is, this game flipped, Coach, when they had a lead, and Lamar, who has not made this pass all year, it's first down, it's 7-3, you're at midfield, and he just gives it away. Now, this is a great play by Chenal, admittedly, but he hasn't made, in his last 25 games, he has 7 picks. 4 of them were off his receiver's hands in the regular season. And then 3 giveaways. The team meeting in the AFC title game, the early one in the divisional round game, and then this one. And in all those games, he also had a fumble where it's like, what the hell just happened there? Like, that's...
So people have been mad at me talking about Lamar as a passer for a long time, where I said, if the whole world knows you have to pass, and that's the situation you're in, he's not that great in that situation. Mm-hmm. But yesterday, it didn't have to get to that point, I don't think. And what surprised me the most about their approach is, why not stay big? Why not run the ball consistently? If your defense is injured or struggling, one of the best things you can do is keep them off the field by having long, sustained drives. And then if you're going to use Lamar, you know, he ends up running the ball a bunch as a quarterback strength, but have some quarterback-driven runs with Derrick Henry and build off of that so that you're doing what he does best. And then to top it all off, they go even further away from the run when they get down, and that means they've got no chance. And all those Kansas City pressures, they just heat up. Yeah. And the offensive line is under so much more pressure because all they're doing is pass blocking, and the whole world knows that's what they got to do.
Coach, when you watch a game through obviously like a coaching lens, I think we watch the game through oftentimes like a player's lens. I don't know why necessarily, but I'm like, you know, this guy could have done better, this guy could have done better, this guy's doing great. How much of this, when you look at it, is like, man, this is the Ravens coaching staff is putting Lamar in a really bad spot. And I know you don't like to do this stuff, but there's been some like Harbaugh hot seat stuff coming out from this game. If we can't get over the hump, we're not getting rid of Lamar Jackson, so what is the other lever to pull?
Yep. Well, if you want to keep pushing that Lamar's the greatest passer that there's ever been, and that's definitely come out from Baltimore and come out in a very strong way, and his numbers are extremely impressive, but his part of that is because of all the other things he does and the way you have to defend it. It does tend to give you more 8-man boxes, less split safety, kind of cleans things up for you. And then he's able to move around the way that he is, and guys can get open, and he extends plays, those types of things. But you should lean into what he does best, especially when your defense is struggling so much, because it just continues to spiral over and over again, where you have to pass a bunch, and it's not what you do great.
I've said, Coach, it looks to me like Harbaugh, and you've heard some of his comments. He said Lamar like the best
greatest passer ever.
It looks like he's so intent on improving to the world that Lamar is this phenomenal passer, which, okay, he is, but that he goes away from giving it to Derrick. Like, to me, Derrick Henry should get it 18 times at least a game, especially when your defense is this bad. Keep the defense off the field.
Or just have him on the field.
Yes, because when he's not on the field, they're passing. When he's on there,
the idea that he's not on the field on a 4th and 1.
Well, and then wasn't on the field in 3rd and 1 later. Can I just real quick before we go? Can we show the MVPs versus other MVPs? Because we showed this graphic last week.
Now it's updated.
And now it's updated. And here's the thing, and nobody wants to hear what I'm about to say here. Matt Ryan versus Tom Brady. Brian Sipe versus Terry Bradshaw. Boomer Esiason versus Dan Marino. And Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. That graphic makes perfect sense. There is a massive, massive gap between all of the guys on the left and all of the guys on the right. It is exactly what it should be. It is not because one guy had way better teams. It's not because one guy had way better coaches. It's not because one guy got lucky. It's because Matt Ryan was an MVP. Tom Brady was way better than him. Brian Sipe, I'm not trying to pick on him. He won a weird MVP. Terry Bradshaw is way better than him. Boomer Esiason almost won an MVP one year, or did win an MVP obviously one year. Dan Marino is way better than him. Lamar Jackson is an amazing player. Patrick Mahomes is demonstrably much better than him in every aspect of winning football games and playing quarterback. He just is.
Well, here's where I would disagree. I think the difference, and Mahomes is better than Lamar, but the difference in Mahomes and Lamar, and this is significant, but it's playoffs and big games. It like Ryan Sipe, they don't match up to the other 3 guys in any like regular season. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, at all. Regular season, Lamar, like typical 15 of the 17 games, he's great. Big games and playoffs. That's where Mahomes leaves him.
And I guess my only pushback would be, I know we got to go, is that 1-6 is only one playoff game. So it's been, you know what I mean? Lamar in the aggregate in general is unbelievable in the regular season, except for when he looks across the field and sees that guy. And in those games, he doesn't play his best. And everyone can yell at me and say it's small sample size and it's dumb analysis or whatever it is.
7 games is.
It's half a season.
Yeah.
It's not a small sample size anymore, guys.
Did Jerry Jones?
Come on.
He's got to be happy today.
He's happy.
They tied.
Did he take a win
He's
from the
gotta be
top?
happy today.
Walls pass me a rib.
Well, these are.
You've earned this, so hold it up high.